Today we're going to learn how to install an Aquaverve Pacifik Bottleless water cooler. To do this installation, I need a couple of things. One is I need a water line. This is 1/4 inch OD outside diameter tubing. It's plastic, it's food grade, and it's pressure rated. It's important that you have all three of those. The plastic tubing makes it easier to change the filters annually, and the size is 1/4 inch outside diameter. Keep that in mind. I have my water line. The other item I'm going to need is a small little bucket. This bucket allows us to flush the filters of the activated carbon. Because these are dry carbon filters, there will be carbon dust in them, and until they get wet, that water we want to discard. And lastly, I need my Pacifik water cooler. You'll notice when this arrives that it has black tape holding the filters in place. This is simply for transit purposes and has nothing to do with the operation. You can remove it or leave it there. It makes no difference. Normally we would leave it in place, keeps the filters securely. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run my water line through the cover. Forgetting this step means I would need to start over later. So it's an important thing to remember. A hole in the cover has been provided. Just run your tubing right through the back. Pull it through and give yourself plenty of slack. You can always adjust for that later. You'll see on the front of this fitting marked in. Okay? This is where our water supply line is going to be inserted. Directly into this fitting. And you want to make sure it's firmly inserted. Once that's inserted, the next step will be to flush out my filters. So I'm going to use this short piece of blue tubing already attached to the out filter, and I'm going to turn on my water supply, and I'm just going to allow the water to fill up my little bucket for about a minute or two. Okay. Once I've run the water for a minute or two, you notice that the water will go crystal clear, and then it's time to complete the assembly. Now that my filters have been flushed, I'm ready to complete the assembly. The water line from the out filter is going to wrap around the back and attach to the top of the float assembly inlet valve. You may be able to see this on the back. And you want to make sure that piece of tubing is firmly inserted. And once it's firmly inserted, your water installation is complete. Before putting the cover on, let's check to make sure we don't have any leaking fittings. If the tubing is not fully inserted in these style fittings, you will get dripping. I've turned my water on and I can hear the cooler already filling. In fact, very quickly I would be able to get water from the faucet. I still have not plugged my cooler in, and I'm going to wait till all of my water connections are complete, and then I will plug my cooler in. Water coolers have a 6-foot UL cord on the back, so you want to make sure you're within 6 feet of a regular outlet. Okay, all my fittings look good. No leaks, so I'm going to just thread my top up and over. And we have just completed the installation of an Aquaverve Pacifik Bottleless cooler.